My name is Hannah Moore. I'm a senior, and the events I did this year were ensemble acting, broadcast, radio broadcasting, radio news, and public address.
Jack Butler. I'm a junior, and my event is review this year.
My name is Naya Miller. I'm a junior, and I do public address.
Review, basically, you're taking basically some media, so it could be a movie, TV show, book, music album, and then you're basically doing your thoughts on it and just like telling the truth about it, basically. My review is about Noah Kahan's Stick Season album.
Public address is an event where you take someone else's speech, so a speech that you did not write. Mine is a TED Talk, but you can do like famous, like there's people who do like Michelle Obama, people who do like big historical speeches, and you just represent it. You're not like acting as the person, you're just giving a speech. When you think of speech, it's one of the more like traditional speech events. My public address it's called The Likeability Dilemma for Women Leaders. It's by Robin Hauser. It's about how women in leadership roles are not taken seriously, and if they are taken seriously, it's because they are seen as being aggressive or mean or just not a very nice person for being good at their job. And it compares how women in the workplace and men in the workplace are treated differently.
So public address is an event where you perform someone else's speech. So it's like the typical what you think of when you think of like speech, like getting up and performing a speech. You just haven't written it yourself. My speech is called How to Be Normal and Why Not to Be. It's written by Jolene Stockman, and it's about her diagnosis of autism as an adult.
I prepare for my event, first of all, by obviously picking my speech. I usually the way that I ended up picking mine this year was going down a YouTube rabbit hole and seeing like all the cool options that I have and trying to pick one that I was passionate about, one that I was like interested in, something that I could really like focus in on and not get bored of. Because I've been working on this for forever. So in order for me to like keep the passion and keep caring about it, I wanted to pick something that I cared about.
So I joined speech when I was a freshman in high school, and I joined speech because at the club fair it seemed like it was another theater activity for me to do, and I'm a theater kid, so
As shown by your shirt.
So I'm a theater kid, and so I joined it, and then I realized speech is much more than just more theater.
I joined speech, okay, so my freshman year I did speech, but I didn't do large group. I only did individual, and I did a storytelling. Storytelling is a completely different event than public address. You tell like a children's story, and I didn't make it past districts. So I kind of just like lost any care for it my sophomore year. And then my junior year, I ended up like having more free time in my schedule. So I decided to dedicate that towards speech. I did 4 events this year. I did a short film, I did a radio broadcasting, I did my public address, obviously that's why I'm here, and I did a review also. But I joined speech in the first place mostly because a lot of my friends did it and they really loved it. They were like super good at it. They had all this cool stuff to show for it, and I decided that that could be me. So I made it me.
Breathe in the crisp autumn air and listen as the vibrant colored leaves crunch under your every step. Noah Kahan has perfectly captured this aesthetic with his newest album, Stick Season. Stick Season is a raw emotional journey through the pain of loss and the complexities of growing up. With touching lyrics and subtle storytelling, Noah Kahan captures the essence of small town life and the aching beauty of letting go. So at first, practices just consisted of me trying to write my script, figure out what to put on my slides, where to put it, making sure everything was big, clear, not too many words. But then after a while, it just turned into running it, making sure that I was on time, saying things expressively, things like that. I hope after hearing my thoughts, you're left with some northern attitude. I sure am. I can say that this album is officially my favorite. This is due to the relatable lyrics and impeccable storyline.
Neurodiversity is the understanding that humans are diverse in their brain function. This includes autism, Tourette's, ADHD, giftedness, among others. Neurodiversity is running on Windows when everyone else is on Mac.
How I prepare usually is I memorize first. Like, that's the biggest thing for me, is to memorize first and then go into like how I'm gonna present the speech. Practices usually look like me presenting my speech in front of the coaches and then the coaches giving me feedback afterwards. Sometimes we'll go and stop and then go and stop if they find something, but that's typically how it goes.
You can't tell from looking that I'm autistic, but I am. You can't tell who's who by looking anymore. There is no normal. There is no real world. Only the one we decide and the one we create. You may be weird and you may be different, but your existence, our existence, rewrites normal.
I'm a middle child, and I was born leaning in. For as long as I can remember, I've had the insatiable desire to compete, to accomplish, and to prove myself. My energy isn't easily contained, and I've been called by both men and women intense, high octane, aggressive. These words don't feel like compliments to me. I try to be softer. I try to control my eagerness. It's exhausting. And with me just reading through it in front of a coach, making notes about like how to say certain things, how to like where to move, what facial expressions to make, if there's any hand gestures I need to make, when to do that, and just marking up my paper. And then after I memorize, practices usually look like they usually look like just me running through it like I'm performing it. So I'll be up at the front of the classroom in front of the coaches, running through it, and at the end, they'll judge it like a judge would give it, except they don't really give me a rating. And they give me a critique, and they give me what I did well, and then I take that and I continue to improve until contest. I've wasted a lot of time worrying about how I'm perceived. If I ask a lot of questions, will you find me combative? If I tell you about an accomplishment I'm proud of, you might think I'm conceited. Like many of you, I just want to be liked, and I'm hopeful for the day when women can be recognized as being both competent and likable. A day when we're all valued for the unique contributions that we each bring to the table. That would be the day I won't have to worry about being liked. I can just be me. Thank you.